Good morning, children. Here I welcome you all for the 8th chapter of your syllabus, that is measurement. Here, measurement in mathematics, you would have learned the different measurements and different length, breadth, height, isn't it? And different shapes and the measurement of those shapes. So let us see what is measurement in science. Is there any changes or are they the same? Okay, let us have a look into our measurement. Here, measurement. Exactly what is measurement, children? Measurement is the process of finding the size or quality of something, that is some object. So either we have to find the size of the object or the quantity of the object. Say how much the product is all about. Okay, but in olden days they didn't have any units for measuring their products, but in the times they used to measure with the units called as handspan, cubit and fathom. So if you have to learn about what is this handspan, cubit and fathom, I will show you in the next slide. As of now, here we have a new unit called as the standard unit of measurement. So all over the world, they have, from the olden days when they were measuring in handspan, cubit and fathom, slowly they developed into a new units called as the length, mass and capacity. They had brought some new standard of unit which they have to follow entire worldwide. As the lesson goes, I would like to explain you all the units of measurement. The figure shows what is one hand span. So how much is your hand? The entire hand. Okay, you know what is your hand, isn't it? The length of your entire palm is called as what? Hand span. Okay, so the length between the tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger of a full open palm is called as a hand span. Okay, the entire hand span from this edge to the other edge of your hand. Okay, that is one hand span. The next one is the length between the tip of the middle finger, open palm, to the elbow is called a cubit. So entire your lower arm. The complete your lower arm from your elbow till the edge of that is tip of the middle finger is called as one cubit. Then what is a one fathom? If one fathom is a length of outstretched arms, that is when we take a double arm distance. Usually when you go for your march fast or some your exercises, and then you go for double arm distance. The double arm distance is nothing but called as a one fathom. Okay, is that clear? So this were the units of measurement in the olden days. With these measurements only people used to measure, and nowadays also you can see sometimes some old grandmothers and some old aunties, they have a habit of measuring their saris in fathom. They just fold up their saris and they stretch to the arm distance and say, yes, this is lengthy. If you have ever happened to see them doing that, then you will come to know how they will stretch it. Okay, so that is that they are from the beginning they are following this method of measurement of length. Okay, now the units of measurement of length. A length is the measurement of measuring the distance of an object or of a place. Only now when we have to measure the distance, usually we go with the measurement of length. The standard unit of measurement of length are millimeter, centimeter and meter. This is for a smaller distance, but when you have to measure the longer distance, we use kilometer. So here if you see, one unit of length can be changed from one to the another as we do in our mathematics. That is 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter, 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, and 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. All this exchange of units of the measurement will help you in calculating the distance. Is it clear? Here is a small measuring tape. Usually this measuring tape you would have seen in the tailor shop. Isn't it? The tailor would be using this measuring tape to measure the cloth piece that you give it to him for measuring. Other than this measuring scale, you would have seen a long iron measuring scale in the cloth shop. Again, that is a one more method of measuring. The next one is measurement of mass. Mass is a measuring of the quantity or weight of an object. We have to see how much is the object weighing us. Okay. Here the measurement or standard unit of measurement of mass is calculated in milligrams, grams, and the heavy material is weighed in kilograms. Here also the unit of measurement can be changed from one to another. That is 1000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram and 1000 gram is equal to 1 kilogram. Usually all your rice, spices and what else, all of the eating products that has been weighed in mass or quantity of an object. And also other than the eating products, just think of yourself what else can be weighed in quantity. Yes, sometimes even the cement, mud, isn't it? All these are weighed in mass or weighed in quantity. Okay, for all these products we use the measuring units of mass. Okay, only for the distance we go with length, and for all the weighing purpose we go with the measurement of mass. Is that clear, children? Yes, have a look here. This is the weighing balance, or we call it as a beam balance. This most of you would have seen in the shops or in the marketplaces, isn't it? You can see the stones over there of different weighing kgs. Either it is 1, 2, 5 or less than that. You can find them, and with the help of this, in the one side of the weighing balance, they put all the weighing iron stones, and on the other half they will weigh a product that has to be weighed. Okay, so that is one of the instrument used for weighing the objects. They are in lesser quantity. It is the measurement of capacity. Mass is measuring the quantity weighing liquids. Now previously we saw the measurement of mass. Here in the measurement of mass we were weighing the quantity of different object. The same measuring of quantity, if you have to measure in liquids, then how do you have to weigh? Here we use for liquids, we are using the standard unit called as measurement of capacity. Here in the measurement of capacity, the standard units are milliliter, liter and kiloliter. Okay, as the other two previous cases, here also the units of capacity can be changed from one to another, as 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter, 1000 liters is equal to 1 kiloliter. And here when you say liquids, Especially you can weigh the water and kerosene, petroleum, diesel. So all this will come under weighing of liquids. I gave you the example of most commonly used products. Other than that, you have much more chemicals also, like carbonate. What is it? We call it as methyl alcohol gas, acetone gas. So all this, when they are converted into liquids, and these liquids can be weighed in the chemical laboratories. Okay, yes. So that is how about weighing of liquids. The picture here shows a water tank and a water bottle. Can you imagine how much of water will be stored in a small water bottle? Of course, it is maybe half liter or sometimes even 1 liter. So not more than a 1 liter itself. But if you imagine the water tank, the minimum is 500 liters or the maximum can go with 1000 liters. As we know, 1000 liter is equal to 1 kiloliter. Is that clear? So looking at this picture, you can verify how much is a liter, how much is 1 kiloliter, and how much you could be with a water bottle full of water. Is that clear? Next one is measurement of time. The period between two events is called as time. Here, the period between two events is called time. A clock or a watch is an instrument used to measure time. Usually, we wear a watch to see the time, and sometimes we use the clock to see the time. The standard unit of time are seconds, minutes, and hours. So here, to measure the standard time, that is second, minutes, and hours, we use 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute, 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour, and also further we have 24 hours is equal to 1 day. Especially in clock, we will change it as 12 hours because we have only one from 1 to 12 in our clocks, isn't it? So we divide the whole day as 12 plus 12. We say that 12 is AM and the next 12 is PM. Okay, this is how we calculate time with the help of the standard units as seconds, minutes, and hours. Here there is a small clock given which shows as 10 as the time. The small hand shows the hours, as we know very clearly. The big hand shows the minutes, and there is a small one that is pointing towards the 4 which will show as the seconds. With the help of these things, we can find out the time and we can calculate the time given. Yes. So if you look at the big hand, that is the minute shower, will show the time in the units of 5. In the table of 5, 1 is equal to 5, 2 equal to 10, 3 equal to 15, so on till 12, you will get 60. Okay, that is how we calculate the minutes. And when you say hours we calculate in first 12 we calculate as AM, then the second 12 will be counted as PM. So our day starts from midnight 12, and by afternoon 12 it is noon, and from afternoon 1 o'clock onwards it is the PM time, isn't it? So that is how we calculate time in our clock. The next one is the measurement of temperature. Temperature is a measure of the hotness and coldness of an object. In this object we include even the human body also. All the hotness and coldness of every object is measured as the temperature. Maybe the hotness of water, or the heat of a iron rod, or even the hotness of a human body. So all these are measured as temperature. and there is an instrument that is used to measure the temperature, and that is called as the thermometer. Here thermometer is of having two scales. Okay, the thermometer is having two scales, and the two scales are Celsius scales and Fahrenheit scale. So the unit of temperature are in the degrees of Celsius and the degrees of Fahrenheit. You can look at the screen. It is given as degree C and degree F. Usually the doctors will be having the thermometer that is having the Fahrenheit scale. Okay, because doctors are the persons who treat human beings, isn't it? So the body temperature of the human beings are calculated in the Fahrenheit scale. And again, for water, as we very clearly know, the boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius and the melting point of water is 0 degree Celsius. So for water and the other products we use Celsius scale, but when it comes to human body we use the Fahrenheit scale. Okay, so most of you would have seen the thermometer, or sometimes you would have used the thermometer also to look at your own temperature or your elders' temperature. Sometimes the reading will be given. Nowadays we have the thermometer which will give you the reading in the same instrument itself, isn't it? When you keep near your mouth, after a few seconds that will give you a sound, a beep sound. When you remove from the mouth, you can immediately see the reading on the scale directly. But sometimes you will find a thermometer which will show a black color increasing and decreasing, isn't it? When the black color increases, we know the body temperature is increasing. So that is called the mercury level in the thermometer. I'll show you in the next slide. Thermometer here, children. The thermometer shows a small reading scale there which shows 34, 36, 38, 40 and 42, and you can see a black line and a white line in center. The small white tube in center, there is a place where the mercury level increases in this type of thermometer. Nowadays this type of thermometer is very rarely found everywhere, but some hospitals are using these two even now. This is very nice thermometer and which had all the old pattern, but still this is effective and essential. By this we end up our chapter, that is measurement. So the rest of that objectives and the question answers will be given to you in the PDF format. You can go according to it. Until then, have a nice day. Thank you, children.